Hi, and welcome again to Living Well with Sally and Peter. I'm Peter Lancet, a hypnotist and hypnotherapist.
And I'm Sally Abel, a physiotherapist with a special interest in pain.
And today we're going to talk about persistent pain. It used to be called chronic pain, but it's now called persistent pain because that's a gentler way of describing it. And we're going to show you that persistent pain doesn't have to bug you for the whole of the rest of your life.
And I think pain, it's really important to say that pain is normal and natural. It's a completely natural experience, and everyone experiences pain at some time in their life, whether they're small and they fall over, or whether you fracture your ankle or you bang your shoulder. Somebody at some point, or everybody at some point, has experienced pain.
And that's true to say.
Absolutely. What we don't want is for pain to completely take over our lives. And that's unfortunately where some people get to, where they can't move forward with their life because of the amount of pain they're in. Can you imagine that?
Oh, I've suffered from it in the past, but I've found techniques to allow it to just melt away and disappear. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Is there a simple way that you could actually demonstrate this so that people understand the pain process and the difference between persistent pain, i.e. chronic pain, and other kinds of pain?
Sure. So sometimes it's easy to explain stuff. So I thought I'd draw a little graph on the board here. So there's a difference between acute pain and chronic pain, or in recent times it's been changed to persistent pain, which is a bit of a nicer way of saying things really. So as we said before, pain is a natural and normal experience, and we expect to get pain when we do certain things in life. That's just part of us. We can have acute pain where it's sudden, and imagine falling off a curb and twisting your ankle. You suddenly feel that pain, it's difficult to put weight through there. And that kind of is one of your normal responses. So if we look at this graph here, say you're walking along, you fall off a curb, you get that injury point at this point. You know what happens when you fall off a curb? Your ankle might swell. It creates a pain experience. Your body creates a pain experience for you. So we get this inflammation. And then as we go on over time, the tissues start to repair. So you might start to put a bit more weight through it as it gets more comfortable. You might start to move it. Movement is great for just explaining to the body where it needs to lay stuff down to make it better. And then hopefully we start to reduce pain and we get full recovery, and off you go on your merry way in life without thinking again about going off that curb. Other times we get what's called persistent pain, and this is thought to be a different concept. So again, we have the same injury point, we fall off that pesky curb again, we get that inflammatory response, and we get the tissue repair. And actually this is where it then starts to change. So the tissues will recover. We get tissue recovery within that normal period of, sort of 12 weeks to 16 weeks. Tissues recover and go back to the level that they more or less were at before. However, this is where it changes, in that persistent pain will continue beyond where the tissues have repaired. And this is the state that we get when that pain overcomes the recovery period.
So, Sally, would it be fair to say then that persistent pain is useless and unnecessary pain? It doesn't serve any positive purpose in the way that the acute pain originally did.
Yeah, and we can think about persistent pain being a bit like a smoke alarm that's really sensitive. So if it goes off when you're cooking bacon and sausage and your whole house alarm goes off really quickly, actually it's giving you a warning, but that warning is too early and it's inappropriate. And it's saying something's happening here, but technically we don't need to worry about it. But in persistent pain, that warning sign continues to go off and off and off. And in this state, it is no longer an accurate representation of what's happening in the tissues or in the body, but it's given us that warning sign.
Well, that's really interesting about the smoke alarm, because if you can imagine this, imagine that you're sitting at home and you're watching the TV with your family or something, and a smoke alarm goes off. Now, you're not going to just ignore that, are you? Nobody can just ignore that. It's very, very difficult. You would have to attend to that. You'd have to deal with that. It becomes the focus of your attention until such a time that you can switch that alarm off. So everything else that's going on in your life, the TV show you were enjoying, being with your family or your friends or whatever it was that you were doing and enjoying doing, that goes into the background while you have to focus on that smoke alarm. You know, when we're using the smoke alarm as a way of describing this persistent pain. Once you have that persistent pain, it's right there. It's in your attention. Is that right?
Yeah, and there's actually a great little technique that I use sometimes with my patients in clinic. So do you mind just joining in for me for a
Sure,
second?
I'll do whatever you want.
And you can do this as well. It's easy to do. You can kind of join in and see how you find this. So I want you to pop your hands in front of your face, Pete.
Like that.
Okay, yep, that's better, isn't it? So,
Wow.
so what can you see?
Thanks for that. I only just realised what you said there. Thank you. Yeah.
What can you see through your fingers, Pete?
Very little. Just glimpses of the outside world, but not much.
Not much. Okay.
I just see my hands really.
So imagine that your hands are pain. They're a representative of pain.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
persistent pain.
Wow.
Can you imagine if you just have a little look round now with your hands in front of your face? Can you see much at all? Is your vision obscured?
Virtually nothing. All I can do is really see my hands or the pain.
Yeah.
If
So when you're in persistent pain, it's almost like walking around with your hands in front of your face all the time. There's something there that's obscuring your view of life and something that's preventing you physically and emotionally from engaging in all of the other things, the other amazing things that we love doing, that we really want to grab hold of in life. That stops you. So what we want to do is try and move that out of the way. So
Okay.
if you just move your hands to the side of your face now,
Like this.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
So what you've done is you've moved your pain out of the way. Can you still see
Right.
your hands? Can you still see
Yeah,
that
they're
pain?
just about there. I can
Yeah.
see them, sort of in my peripheral vision from
Yeah.
the corner of my eyes. Yeah,
that
they're just
pain-
about there.
That pain hasn't gone away. It's just moved to the periphery. So you can now just move on, knowing that that pain is there. But what can you see in front of you now?
Everything. I can see everything. All the things I want to do, the place I want to go, people I want to be with, the sort of person I really want to be. In fact, you can see happiness right ahead, where before all I could see was pain, and that was all I could focus on. But now, wow,
So
the pain's still there, but it's not important.
That's it. And you can engage in life. You can now see the people that you want to see, do the things that
Can I
you
put my
want to
hands
do.
down now?
You can put your hands
Thank you.
down now. He's getting old.
I am.
So you can do all the things that you want to do and really feel like you're getting that richness of life, engaging with life and not limited by pain, just knowing that it's still there in some cases, knowing that you can deal with it, but it's not obscuring your view of how you want to engage with your life. Wouldn't it be great if we could just give people something to help them to get one step forward into just seeing the richness of life?
Yeah, well, funnily enough, Sally, there is something that we can do, and something that's really simple that you can do to move those hands away and allow yourself to see something different ahead. And all you need is a simple object. I happen to have a pen here, and I hold the object in one hand, bring it in front of me, and hold both, hold the hand and the object with my other hand. Now, the idea is to focus on the object and the hand, and then move that hand and the object to one side. And then you bring it back, and you do this slowly. You don't need to rush this, just do it slowly. Keep your focus on that object. Swap hands when it comes back to the center. And then again, with the other hand, and you follow it and you focus on that object. Don't rush, don't hurry, and bring it back. Swap hands, and you keep doing this. I don't know, for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. That's all you need to do usually, but as long as you feel comfortable doing this. And then notice that while you're doing this, just acknowledge the fact that the pain that you used to be experiencing has moved to the sides, and you can see something different ahead. And what this is telling you is that there is a way out of the persistent pain trap. There is a way of moving that persistent pain that's useless and unnecessary for you so that you can see this whole future ahead of you, the whole world around you. You can do the things you want to do. Be the person that you want to be, and nothing stands in your way. A simple little exercise. Do it as often as you need to. Every time you become aware of your persistent pain, do this exercise and see how quickly it moves to one side to allow you to focus on something different. And the more you do it, and I promise you this, the more you do this, the less and less and less effect that persistent pain, that useless, unnecessary pain will have on your life. And the more time you will spend seeing a clear future in front of you. It's that simple. Use this technique. We have others, but this one you can use right away.
That was great, really simple actually. So you can do that any old time, dead easy to grab a pen when you're at work and just have a go at that lovely little distraction technique. Brilliant to take away, thank you.
Yeah, and I would say that the more you do this, the more powerful it becomes. You don't have to believe that, just do it and pretend that it's working, and you'll find that you're no longer pretending. In the end, you'll just pretend you're not pretending, and you'll know that it's worked. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. Thanks everyone for watching this video, and we're coming up with another video soon, and it's about neuroplasticity. We're taking pain release one step further. You'll enjoy it.
And if you don't know what neuroplasticity is now, I don't blame you, but you very much will do by the end of that presentation.
And you'll be glad you heard it. Thanks for watching everyone. Thanks for being with Living Well with Sally and Pete, and we'll be back soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.